Welcome to URC Chumps podcast, episode 81. Dora is still mourning a tragic loss this weekend. Our resident German or Safa German is working and everything like that. But I have Jacques who just got fiber this week, so he shouldn't drop off in the middle of it. How
Uh,
you doing,
let's
Jacques?
hope it doesn't happen, right?
Yes. Yeah. But yes, it's been a fantastic week, depending on how you looked at the games, and very exciting as well. And I think we definitely need to dive into it and actually have a look at what happened this week. Here we go. This is a joke. All right, cool. Yeah, getting back into this week, looking at the results, the Bulls with an absolute demolition derby this weekend.
Yeah, well
47.
done.
I mean, that was, I was not expecting a game that hectic, but it was fantastic to watch. I believe Mrs. DeWitt was very happy with the results.
Believe it or not, she sits here with a smile from ear to ear, just shaking the headphone. Whoop whoop.
Yeah. Of course, just cracking into the top 8 with that win, helping it there. So a little bit comfortable above Connacht, but still keeping the top 8 dream alive. So yeah, and then of course Scarlets beating Zebra. Of course, literally the battle of the bottom. Zebra, of course, being the lower team of the two. Yeah, Ulster very unlucky to lose by 7 at home, 1926,
Honestly, I
allowing
did
them
not
to know.
see that coming.
Neither did I. I was actually a bit surprised, but that gives us hope because we, as the Stormers, are going to Ulster, so they can be beaten at home.
100%.
Yeah. Um, the Lions roaring back to life from somewhere in life, coming back 54-17. Uh, that was literally just a try after try after try and running after running after running from them. Was actually quite awesome to see. A very emotional team because the Sharks had to would make a withdrawal. Ethan Hooker during the week he lost his father. I haven't seen any information of what happened, so I don't know if it was a heart attack or something else like that. But he got pulled out and got replaced by Namibia Leroux Malan, who scored a try as well in their game. Coming up 46-0. Pimpy scoring 2 tries at the end, which the last try was what the hell? Literally collected it off the 10-meter line of a restart and ran it straight back into the corner.
Uh, I
That was
just, I just
phenomenal.
wanna, I just wanna do something quickly, and this is something that's very close to my heart. Dora,
Dara.
whoop whoop, zero, zero. Thank you.
From 0 to hero. um, The only thing Dario would probably still chirpy about is the fact that they're still in the top 8. So
100%,
yes,
but they lost. I don't care. I'm happy.
yes. Um, we also beat them at home this year, so that's also great. To a stronger team than what you played. But anyway,
It was actually one of the questions I had with my father-in-law over the weekend. That was it a second team that played us, or was it their
I don't
full
know,
strength team?
but look to your left, and I want to see her result. Her or tell me what her reaction is when I say Jakir Adams looks like he's coming back to play for the Bulls, replacing Curtly Orense.
She has no. I think she knows who Kirkley Orange is, but she doesn't know who Takira Adams is. But how long has he been on the other side?
I think they said, I could be wrong, 4 years or so, 4+ years.
It's been a while because I'm sure I saw his name somewhere in one of the news articles that he's almost eligible to play for what's it?
Ireland.
Italy? Oh, Ireland. Yeah, Ireland.
Yeah, but
So
he's coming back now. He's gonna slot in for Arnse when Arnse goes to Japan. To me, that is a better option than what was originally spoken about. The fact that Kerwin Bosch is meant to be getting an SOS call to come and take fly half, because Abrams can also play fullback. So for me,
yeah,
getting that is actually a better option than Bosch. But we'll follow that a little bit more closer to the end of year. I know there was a spoof one going around saying that Salman Murat it could be going to the Bulls as well.
Salman Murat can join Damian Willems and Earl Rose at Boland. Or Wellington, sorry. Wellington, because he's just as useless.
It's literally the same road that Boland and Wellington.
Literally just up the road, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Well, Boland's the area and everything. It's literally the road that goes. But yeah, Benetton beating Ospreys 31-19. I think we are seeing a bit of a weak side from the Six Nation teams because a lot of the guys are still recovering. And that is why we see this next score, 38-17. Prendergast was lost in that game. Glasgow had his number. They had his nerves. They had everything. I mean, there was like a fight at the end of the game. Hastings got yellow carded from Glasgow, runs off the field to cheers from the crowd because of what he did. Yeah, absolute demolishment of them. It wasn't to be expected, but it happened.
Not at all.
And
but obviously, with all the players, it's not there.
But they still obviously had the likes of Ringrose, O'Brien, Pendergrass. It wasn't like a weak side. I mean, okay, cool. They had Archia, where it was still anybody's game, and Archia came off, and then it just went differently. But yeah. And then the game I watched, which ended up on Sunday, 29-21, 2 tries by Sasha. Well, Sasha scored the only 2 tries for the Stormers in the first half. It was a great game. And
Can I be honest with you? My honest opinion is I don't think that the Stormers deserved to win that game. Because I think that was, out of all the games that I've seen the Stormers play this year, I think that was the worst game ever.
No,
I think they were lucky.
Right. I'm going to say something that was mentioned before the game by pundits. The fact is, yes, Dragons are basically whooping boys if you look at them. However, they always within a score or just over a score to get there. I mean, they missed out on the bonus point now, but they keep you on your toes. It's never we'll just run away with the game at some points. They're there, but then obviously they can't convert the pressure that they build up to get there. And I mean, yeah, okay, cool. I would have liked to see more from the Stormers and everything, but it didn't go that way. I mean, the next game after this ended 45-17. Stormers 23 versus Seattle Seawolves.
What was that? I actually didn't. Did they show that game? Because I was looking for it.
No,
I
they
didn't see it.
No, no one showed it. Even the I was reading some of the Seattle Seawolves comments on their Facebook page and everything, where people were upset that they couldn't get to watch the team play against the South African team. Though some of the guys were a bit delusional, saying that they were going to beat the Stormers.
What was that score you said?
45-17.
Well, where did they play? Also, DHL.
Yeah, they played straight after this game, the last game.
It's strange how they played the Stormers first and then Stormers 15 afterwards.
23. Okay, the reason for that was also because of the time zones and everything, so the Seattle fans could actually watch it. Because if it was first, it would have been too early for the Seattle side. So, yeah.
But it wasn't shown on any channel.
Yeah, which is weird. They did it for the time zone, but then they didn't show it, which was, yeah, absolutely and utterly weird. But then that ends round 13. As you can see, Stormers are sitting second underneath Glasgow, who absolutely deserve it. Only 4 points ahead of. I mean, there's literally 4 points breaking first to second, second to third. And then, of course, you get Leinster and Cardiff who are sharing points. It's just points difference that changes between the two of them. Munster 2 points behind with the Lions, and then the Bulls literally clawing at Munster's heels. And I mean, it's going to be one serious game. And we look at the games coming up this week. I mean, yeah, you got Munster first on Saturday. But starting off with the Sharks, when I say you, I mean your significant other.
Yeah, you must think very carefully.
Yes.
I am anti-Blue Bulls. My wife, on the other hand, baby, you want to come and say hi to everybody? She just waves.
Okay. Yeah. But starting off with your team, going up against Cardiff, I reckon that should be a good game for you guys. You guys could hit top 8 if results go your way this weekend.
Yeah.
Glasgow, of course, one of the teams the Stormers have to go away to is going up against Benetton. Leinster is hosting Scarlets, and I think Leinster's definitely going to want to come back stronger this week. And they are going to, yeah. Bulls are the first game on Saturday hosting Munster. And
my wife said
I'm a little bit
Munster.
I am a little bit concerned for the Bulls, though, because Munster, after a beating like they got, could come back fighting. But how they come back fighting is another story. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. But I do think Bulls will definitely take it, partly because straight after the game, Munster flew to Cape Town. And they're only flying up. Yeah, they flew to Cape Town, I think, today. And then they're only flying up to Pretoria come Friday.
Somebody needs to talk to the logistics manager.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, you're not even playing Cape Town, but you're in Cape Town.
You need to be here to get the
altitude.
The altitude to get sorted on that. But anyway, maybe, baby, are you working this weekend? Okay, there's no lobsters for us this weekend.
Yeah. So, yeah, weird. And then Connacht is hosting Ospreys. I mean, this could be a game that could go either way. I just read before we started recording the fact that Welsh Rugby Union has extended the time for Ospreys to purchase, as far as I understand, the Cardiff team to make sure that the Ospreys stay in the URC with that whole change that they're going through. But yeah, that could either motivate the Ospreys team, which could make it very dangerous because they want to make sure that their stock is worthwhile, or they could, yeah. right now these Welsh teams are very up and down because there's
Mm.
so much happening behind the in the boardrooms, and unfortunately it's causing havoc on the field, or otherwise it's motivating the field. You don't know what you're going to get on the day. Lions are now going to go up against the Dragons. Lions are definitely going to maul their way through the Dragons. I don't see it any other way. Stormers are going
Agreed.
up against Edinburgh. Edinburgh is one of those teams where they either pitch up or they don't,
Like they didn't pitch up on Saturday, so maybe they're going to pitch up this weekend.
which I don't want them to do because yeah. But I mean,
And I'm
if we
and I'm
look
and
here,
I'm telling you that I'm going to tell you if the Stormers play the way they played on Saturday, on Sunday, then you might have a little bit of a problem.
Dobson also said that, but I'll bring that up next in the whole thing. Um, yeah, I mean, as a Stormers supporter, I'm going to say Stormers, but yeah, hopefully the also the Edinburgh team that's there isn't really the strongest Edinburgh team, so that does work in our favor. Like I showed now over here quickly, they are sitting 13th. They've lost more than they've won, but they've also drawn 2 games. So yeah, and then of course Zebra is hosting Ulster. Ulster is definitely going to want to come and hit back hard. They're not going to want to sit back after what happened at home. They are going to
Definitely
go
not.
after, yeah, Zebra. So yeah. So my predictions is Sharks, Glasgow, Leinster, Bulls. I'm going to just say Connacht.
I'm going to say Ospreys.
Uh, okay. Lions, Stormers, Ulster. Ulster's the only team that's going to, for me, is the only team that's going to win away from home this week.
100%.
Hanekom made his comeback for the Bulls this week, which he looked like he hasn't even taken time off. There was no such thing as rust on him the way he was
Mm.
playing, which was great to see, not only for the Springboks, but for the Bulls themselves. Dormus, sorry, Dobbo said Stormers seduced by space. He wasn't actually happy with that. The article goes on. He was a bit frustrated with some of the calls that the guys were making and
Mhm.
doing. That they were a bit too. They went a bit too free. Now, Sasha had a good game. I can't deny that. But I was actually listening to a clip from the Behind the Ruck podcast, the one with Rudy Page and Juan de Jong. They had Geo Aplon on their episode, their last episode, and he brought up something that was very, very interesting to listen to. And yeah, he said, and it's something we have said on this podcast, the likes of Sasha and Kanan is great. Yes, they are leaders, and we've also said that. All South Africa said that. However, I've said the likes of Sasha is not captain material yet. He's too young and immature, which is what here Aplon said. Aplon said, you need to remember the guys are 23, 24. The guys don't have such thing as wives, kids, mortgages, and stuff like this. Once they have that, they mature because they realize they need to make sure that they are staying at a certain level. They can't rely on flair and everything like this. What happens when that happens is another story. But you need to remember the guys are too young. But
Mm.
at the same time, I believe they need to be pulled into the leadership roles because yes, they have been identified for those kind of things for the future. Get them in there that they can stop getting information and little secrets from the likes of like a Ruan now, what's his name? Uh Dion Furry and so forth, that should they get into that role later on and they're a lot more mature, they actually have that information going, okay, Nal said this, or okay, this is a good forward thing, but for sure said that, and Dion said do this because this should happen and stuff like this. Yeah. And I mean, if you look at the young talent And I mean, I'm also talking about the 15 that played for the Sharks this
Sharks.
weekend. Guillaume.
Yeah,
Oh,
honestly, I don't know how to pronounce that name.
yeah, but my word, I'm glad we're not playing against you guys anymore because we would have lost by more with that kid. That 50-22 that he got, he scored a try. He was making tackles. And I mean, I looked at him and I was like, you're going up against an Irish team, like for your debut. You're like, yeah, okay, cool. It's at home. It's an emotional game. I looked at him and I'm like, how are you gonna handle this? Like, I'm not saying you're terrible, but you could get bounced. But no, that kid held his own. He reminded me of Cheslin
Mm,
at 15. Literally, if he got a pinch on the jersey, he was holding onto that jersey until you came down.
yeah,
Very impressed with him. Uh, I do think he needs to be on Rusty's radar, especially with the fact that we're getting a lot of players reaching their prime. And you're probably going to hate me for what I'm about to say, but Fussy has also not been that consistent lately with his fitness and not being injured this past year or so.
agreed. 100%.
So, I mean, okay, cool. We got Willemse who can cover 15. We got Sasha, or you can also do 15. Um, but we almost need a proper set 15 that isn't so, how can I say, flexible and hybrid in the back line.
Don't even try to say Warwick Galant because he's yeah,
I didn't even bring him into this conversation. Warwick Gelant, the problem with Warwick Gelant is he has great games, but they're so far and few in between.
agreed.
You need someone consistent. Where this kid, he wasn't trying fancy things. He was just doing his job, and it was fantastic. He didn't try these funny little backward helicopter passes and
Yeah.
everything like that. But here comes my question, and it's to you as a ref. Someone playing with a necklace on,
Not allowed to.
but he does.
That's right. There's a lot of things that I see that these refs allow that's not allowed. You're not allowed to play with a necklace. Same with you if you have a scrum cap on. The string at the back is not allowed to be longer than what, like 2 centimeters.
Yeah,
But you
otherwise it
see
needs to be
guys
tucked
that
up or
look like a
something.
pony.
Yeah, but
So
then
unfortunately,
why?
I can't answer that question. I know for a fact that you're not allowed to. All jewelry has to be taken off. That's why these rubber bands for the wedding, your wedding ring,
Yeah,
were invented. That's why.
yeah, and I mean that's in working in tight spaces. But yeah, no, because I see him and then he's always got this like blue thing hanging out of his top, and I'm like, how on earth as a ref do you not go, listen, yeah, you come off?
100%.
Uh, for me it is. I mean, that brings me up to this. I mean, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let us know your views. Rugby players
Mm,
wearing jewelry. I know at our level we always tell them like, okay, cool. If you have a piercing, no, sorry, that piercing needs to come out. Unless it's taped up or something like that. I know when I had my nipple ring, I always used to put tape over, even though it was covered, just tape over it just to keep it. Yes, I used to play with one. What's your missus say?
she says I must keep quiet because it's as if she knows what I want to say.
Yes, I used to have one, but I used to tape it up, even though I used to have my shoulder pads on.
Why the hell did you have a nipple ring?
It was a crazy moment in my 20s. Don't worry, my
You
daughter ripped
you
it.
You Cape Townians can't take you nowhere. Yes, the right.
Look who's talking. It's like having a tattoo, but it's shiny.
What the hell? Not even close, my man. Not even close.
Hey, don't forget, I got tattoos of like, yeah.
But I'm the last one to say I had a piercing in my ear twice.
See, also working, I wasn't really allowed to have, so I went for the one place that could always be covered up. But it was also
Fair.
it was also a moment of madness with my cousin when he found his piercing kit while cleaning out some stuff.
Oh goodness. Were there alcohol involved?
No,
Even worse.
I,
Even
I was
worse.
like, I want a piercing and stuff. He says, okay, cool. There we go, done.
Funny.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, guys, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let us know your views on Abrams coming back, jewelry in the game. How do you feel about it? Do you think what's his name? Galant should be called out on that, being one of them. But yeah, she's. But I mean, also, and I mean, I just on that note as well, I have been paying attention to everybody's comments about Cohen Bosch, and it seems the majority is saying no to Bosch coming to the Bulls. A lot of
You know
people.
what? Maybe it'll be a good thing.
No, my thing is on attack, it would be a good thing, but on defense, if I was playing against the Bulls and he was the 10, I would be throwing my 12 at him the whole time.
When's the last time you've seen a game that he played?
It was when he was still playing for the Sharks.
All right. So I think he's playing tier 2 rugby in France,
D2,
right?
yeah. Division 2, yeah.
Maybe it changed him. Maybe it hardened him a bit. Brought him to ground, just level with the gravel a bit. And maybe he'll turn out like a Franz Steyn or a Percy Montgomery way back in the day, once they returned back from overseas and made them better players. Well, that's obviously my opinion.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, Franz Steyn was already a beast. He just came back as a beastly unit back from France. I mean, when he
Yes,
left to go
but
to France, he was like this, and when he came back, he was like that. Like a
but
caveman.
there's a lot of and I'm gonna be quite. I want to be dead honest with you. I would like to see a guy like Sasha go overseas for a season, just to get his mental state, because currently he thinks, although he is on top of the world, I'll give him that, because he's playing probably the best rugby of his career. But as soon as it's going to go to his head, which I am
Okay.
afraid to
Now
say, but because it is happening, it
yeah.
is going to his head.
I,
He thinks he's bigger than the game.
I do not deny that there has been issues where he's, I mean, like we said, the language that he used towards the ref against the Bulls was not acceptable. But now here comes my thing. When you say overseas, where are you talking about overseas? Would Japan be one of the teams that you would accept him going to?
Actually, yes. Because if you take a team like Japan and all those franchises that's inside Japan, the culture that they've got, with especially with all the respect and discipline that is being forced upon them. Even if you look at a guy like Jesse Kriel, the way his appearance on the field changed when after his first season in Japan, it's completely different. Even Quagga Smith is not so
Brash.
aggressive. Understand?
Yeah.
It's as if they get taught how to be respectful and not respectful to the players as per se, but respectful towards the game, because nobody is
Yeah.
bigger than the game.
No, I get that. I mean, I was just bringing up that as a comment that's been made in the past, where they're like, okay, Japanese rugby isn't as strong and stuff like this. But like you said, that you actually hit the nail on the head where I was trying to go with it, was the respect of the game. I mean, you look at, I still remember reading Victor Matfield's book, and he was talking about his stint at Toulon when they were D2, where, as he said, it was basically a fighting club with a rugby problem, because every game ended up in 50 cuts that him and George Gregan used to just sit there on the side of the field while everybody else was fighting, because that was the level of how they respected the game. They were like, this is unacceptable, we're going to sit here. That was shortly after the 2007 World Cup. And then Matfield also went and played for Northampton Saints. Yeah, and I mean, you get the likes of, what's his name, Kobus Reinach, who also went Saints, and then he went Montpellier and everything, and now he's at the Stormers. And right now at the Stormers, it's a new breed of life into him. He looks like a different Kobus Reinach at the moment, which I'm enjoying, which is probably good for his career. But then at the same time, he has someone nipping at his heels the whole time in Imad Khan, who, to be honest, right now is in the youngster division in the scrum half positions. He's pretty much up there. I mean, we've got Pede, we've got him, who are definitely ready to knock on the door for the box.
I must say that Khan Lighty, I watched him on Sunday. He's nice and nippy around the rocks,
and he can
but
kick.
I think, and he can kick, but he's injured now, isn't he? I was sure I saw him limping.
I don't know, but then I haven't seen anything on the thing yet about him being injured or anything like that. So I will keep an eye out on that. But yeah, we have Khan. Unfortunately, Duvenach has kind of fallen off because of that. But the nice thing about Duvenach's whole mentality of coming back to the Stormers from being overseas was the fact that he was moving into a coaching role more than a player's role. Which is nice. We got the likes of Ungara. I mean, Ungara is okay, but for me, he's third string. Our first is Reinach, second is Khan, third is Ungara. And I mean, we've lost two.
I've never rated Ungara. I think he had one or two good seasons. If I'm not mistaken, he also had a couple of years at Griquas.
Yeah,
I think
I'm not too sure.
I could be wrong.
But I mean, if you look at who's come out of, let's say, the Western Province setup, we've got Pede, who's up in what's called. Technically, we can claim Rudy Page as well. Then we've lost the likes of Yankees, Herschel, Godlin Masimla, who was also great. I mean, he's now at the Pumas. I mean, we produced
Yankees is being pulled back into the Springboks setup now. If you look at the guys that's on the alignment camp.
Yeah, he's on the virtual one right now. But then I was listening to a comment that was made by someone who was talking to Rusty. He says, if you paid attention, there's a lot of players that are on in that camp, guys like Bongi and everything like that. But there's like, the thing is about Bongi and those guys that aren't selected that people are pointing out is more the fact that those are guys who have been in the team for like 9 years and stuff. They know everything inside out. They just come, you tell them what's going to happen, they do it, there we go. They don't need to sit and go like, all right, This is where we need you guys to line up to be in the team and everything. These are the plays that we are going to do. This is how the call works out. No, he comes in. He's like, you call B ball. He's like, okay, cool. I must be there. You call a ball. He knows he must be over there. You call a C ball. He goes over here. Call a vid cunt. We know we're talking about Tom Curry.
Now you're making me hungry again. I'm joking. I just had Chinese. I'm full, thank you.
Though I am praying someone sits at Ellis Park when England's here, starting a chant, white side, translated into Afrikaans.
Well, I'm going to be on the stadium when New Zealand plays South Africa at FNB.
Oh, okay. Is that for as a ref or?
No. Father-in-law invited us. They got tickets, so we're going.
Okay, you can't organize tickets for here in Cape Town. And Jacques? There you go. You're back. You can't organize here in Cape Town. Oh, was it me?
It has to be. Hey, my fiber is right here.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't organize here in Cape Town. Yeah. No, I think that whole tournament's going to be fantastic. I actually can't wait for the start of the Nations Cup. I know a lot of South Africans are waiting to chirp Pollock.
But there was, I don't know, probably it's only going to be rumors, I know that he actually wants to quit.
No. So the whole quitting thing, which was clickbait, because if you read the whole thing, was the fact that he's gone into the English player recovery thing, where like in Springboks, you only allowed to play a certain amount of games, but because he played the Six Nations, he now has to have a set rest period with for England. So it isn't
Obviously.
He's quit. He's just resting for a period of time.
He can rest forever.
What did you say? Please share with the rest of the class.
She said that now he's resting, but he only played like 7 minutes in the entire Six Nations. Coming off the bench at one game, playing 2 minutes. Touche, baby.
He started. He started against, what was it? Italy, and not Italy, Ireland, or was it Italy?
I was about to say, what if it was Italy? It doesn't really matter because they lost anyway.
Yeah, and they also lost to Ireland, but that's why Ireland won the Triple Crown. Yeah.
But now I'm going to tell you one thing. He is probably the most hated rugby player on the planet at the moment. But he is a brilliant rugby player. I don't care what anybody says. He is good. He does have his off days, 100%. We all do. But he's a brilliant rugby player.
The thing is, I'm also not going to deny that he is a brilliant rugby player. I think it was last year in the Champions Cup where I was watching him, and I thought he was fantastic. I think it's more just the attitude and the arrogance that he has that everybody hates about him.
Is it arrogance or is it confidence?
Arrogance.
Obviously, it's arrogance. I just had to ask the question.
Yes, I'm answering it because if you go look at all the what you call it, and I mean New Zealand, yes, okay, cool. Probably because they were crying that they lost against England. We're pointing out the fact that in the scrums he was just holding on literally on the shirt, but he was already unbinded from the scrums. And I think one of the New Zealand guys says if that was South Africa would have taken that moment and driven straight through the rest of the pack, leaving him stranded in the middle of the field.
Agreed.
Yeah. But anyway,
Yeah, well,
I think we need to call it for today. Jacques,
can.
thank you very much for joining us. Dara, if you watch this, our condolences.
Thank you,
times two.
thank you to my wife sitting here in silence on the side.
I heard her talking, especially with the Polo comment. But yes, yeah, to the Hooker family. That sounds very weird when I say it like that. Our condolences if you do hear this. Sorry for the passing of your father, Ethan. I know it must not be easy, but at least the team did you proud by being very emotional and showing what's what in a fantastic game of rugby from them. But anyway, fellow champions, be well, go safe. Toodles!
Cheers.